is Joanelle Polk, and I am a recent graduate of Clark Atlanta University, class of 2019, who's just earned her bachelor's in theater arts, and has also been accepted and given a full ride to Yale University School of Drama. And this is my story. Before I applied to Clark Atlanta, I was faced with several insecurities that made me not even want to apply to college. I remember my senior year in high school. I had a teacher who pulled me over to the side and said, "You know what, Polk? I don't think you're college material, baby." And it crushed me. I was at the point where whatever my teacher said about me, I believed because they're teachers and they know what's best. That comment made me not want to apply to college. I wasn't even thinking about it. I remember another day, a different teacher, she got frustrated with me and gave me an assignment to write an essay on why I was inadequate. This was the final straw for me. No longer was I gonna let others define who I really was and what I was capable of doing. So I wrote that essay, but instead of talking about why I was inadequate, I talked about every reason why I was adequate. I turned it in, dropped the class, and applied to Clark Atlanta University. I told myself that this was going to be the season where I rebrand myself. Little did I know that at the end of my matriculation at Clark Atlanta University, I'd be getting a full ride scholarship to Yale School of Drama to pursue an MFA, a Master of Fine Arts, in Stage Management. So I wanted to come on camera to motivate whoever may be watching that you are able and capable to do things that you didn't think that you could do, what other people didn't think that you could do. So I just want to encourage you guys and give you guys words of wisdom that's helped me. So just to kind of start things off, you've heard the story of how I got here. But I don't think you understand the impact that this school, Clark Atlanta University, has really had on my educational, artistic, and spiritual journey. When I got to Clark Atlanta University, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I loved theater and that was my passion. Somewhere in theater was my passion. And I thought it was acting, I thought it was directing, but I soon found out that it was stage management. I didn't know that it was stage management until my professor, Eric J. Little, asked me to stage manage a show for the department. And after I stage managed that show, I fell in love with stage management. I read books on stage management. This is also a little bit of advice. Once you find your craft, you need to do your research on your craft. Don't expect Clark to just give you, the tools and resources and you just use that. No, you need to go above and beyond. Find a way or make one. That's what that's about. Another bit of advice I have would be to intern. Intern early. Intern early. When I say intern, it's very important to establish a network. You need to network, especially if you're in the arts. Network is half of the business, okay? So, if not more than half. But make sure that when you come to Clark and you take advantage of all the opportunities that Clark has to offer. When you come to Clark, make sure you take advantage of all of the opportunities that it has to offer. See, I interned the beginning of my sophomore year. So freshman year, I kind of got my feet wet and make sure that I was in the right place and doing the right things and my grades were all right and everything. And then sophomore year, picked up an internship and I started working professionally as assistant stage manager and a production assistant my sophomore year going into junior year. And I have to share this story. So because of the network that I was able to establish at very early in my college career, I caught the eye of Kenny Leon. Kenny Leon is a Clark alum, Clark College alum. He is now a Tony Award-winning Broadway director who has a production company or who has a theater company here in Atlanta, True Colors Theater Company, Kenny Leon's True Colors Theater Company. And he tweeted me, and he said that he wanted to meet me. Now, who would have thought that a sophomore just doing her craft would be picked up by a Tony Award winning Broadway director? When I tell you, let me also throw this in. This has been the most faith-based journey at Clark. When I tell you that it's built my spiritual journey, it really has. I would encourage everybody to get connected with God, you know, and I know everybody has their different religions and everything, but try Jesus. I'm not just try him. If not for a day, just try him, because he is literally the reason I was able to graduate Clark and get a full ride to Yale University. I knew that after I got that tweet from Kenny Leon, that God was writing a story that no man could take credit for. So I would say stay connected. Always keep your spiritual guard up throughout these years, because sometimes it'll feel like you're alone, and just know that you aren't. Now, going back to the story that you all heard in the very beginning with my professor, with my teacher, high school teacher, telling me that, you know, I wasn't college material, that I wasn't adequate. You know, I just want to say this right now. Don't let people's perception of you be your reality. You don't have to listen to what those naysayers say. There's a reason why you are watching this. There's a reason why you're at Clark Atlanta University. There's a reason why you are living and breathing on this earth. Don't let anybody tell you that you aren't here for whatever God decides that you need to be here for. You know, I had to tell myself that over and over again. I'm still telling myself that, because even now, going to Yale full ride, I still feel those seeds that were planted. I call them seeds because it was instilled in me very, very young of, you're not good enough, you're inadequate, you're not capable, you know. But I'm here to tell you all that you are more than capable of doing anything. Anything that you set your mind to, you can do. You are only limited by the limits of your creativity. I heard Isabella Jenkins say that. Another bit of advice that I have is don't put a lid on yourself. This is the funny thing, because when I got to Clark, you couldn't pay me. Nobody, I did not know. If somebody would have told me, Joni, you're gonna get a full ride to Yale University freshman year, I'm like, what? You know, you got the wrong girl. You know, I'm from the, well, I'm not from the hood, but you know, where I come from, we don't have Ivy Leagues. You know, there are no really, there are no examples of people going to Ivy League, black people going off to Ivy Leagues and being successful and doing all that other stuff. So I did subconsciously I wrote myself off of that ticket, you know, because it was something beyond what I could think. It was something beyond my creativity, you know. So when my chair, Dr. Graves, told me, hey, you need to go to grad school, I was like, and then most specifically, you need to go to Yale. I was like, oh, all right, well, that may be for somebody else, not for me. That was another mistake that I made, you know, counting myself out before I even started. Do not count yourself out before you even start the journey. That is such a disservice to you. That's a disservice to the people who you're going to impact. And later on in life, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, or what God has laid on your heart, do not discredit yourself. I discredited myself for a long time. It took me forever to send in that application to Yale, because I was just like, I'm not gonna make it, you know. Not even I'm not gonna make it, do they really need a me at Yale? You know, then there's this thing called the imposter syndrome that's very, very, very prevalent in me and in our society and the world. The imposter syndrome, for those that you don't know, that's basically that feeling that you get where you feel that you aren't as good as the people who you look up to, or the people that are in the place that you want to be in, know that you are capable. Know that you are worthy to be in the same room with these people. You know, I mean, while you have the time now at Clark Atlanta University, this is the foundation building. You are building your foundation right here and right now. So while you're getting these other opportunities and going on your internships and being able to sit at the table, gather information, see how things are run, get off your phone and actually pay attention to the things that are going on around, because one day it's going to be you making the decisions. It's going to be you that's going to be changing lives, and it's going to be you sitting here and telling people, you know, this is how you're supposed to do this and this is how you're supposed to do that. Like, you need to make sure that you are gathering as much information as you can, because once it's time for you to be out on that stage, and I'm not even talking about theater, like if it's education, when it's time for you to stand in front of that classroom, if it's law, it's time for you to stand in front of the jury, you need to be ready. And Clark Atlanta University is the place that will build that foundation for you to strive. So take advantage of all the money that you are spending here. Another bit of wisdom that I have for you all is your words have power. One of the reasons why I feel like I got into Yale University is that I kept saying that I was going to get into Yale University. Every single day I started singing the Yale alma mater. I was in my car saying, you know what, God, we're going to go to Yale, we're going to Yale, we're going to Yale. I started buying Yale paraphernalia before I even went to the interview, you know. So know that your words do have power. What are you planting is what I'm asking everybody here. It's like, what are you sowing? Are these good seeds? Are these bad seeds? What are you saying? Are you speaking words of life? Are you speaking words of destruction? How are you uplifting your brother? How are you uplifting your sister? You know, we aren't here to tear each other down. My gift has nothing to do with your gift. Your gift has nothing to do with her gift or his gift. So stop with all of the comparisons. You cannot compare yourself on your journey. You need to go in with blinders. Those dividers that like on a horse that's racing, they have a divider on their left and a divider on their right. They are only focused on their goal and their race. Do not, because I tried to and I was disappointed. Don't do it. Do not do it. Uplift. You know, be happy when others are happy. You have to be okay with this whole journey. It's not going to be hard, but you need to have faith throughout this whole thing. Faith doesn't make it easy. Faith makes it possible. I just want to thank everybody for listening. I hope that you've taken something out of me just sitting here talking about the things that I feel like I've learned here. I really appreciate everybody who's listening. If it's 1, if it's 2, if it's 10, I really appreciate it. And with that being said, I'm gonna see y'all later.